we are going to learn to paint like who?
Monet, I think.
Yes, Monet. Monet is our master study today. And the main thing we're going to remember about Monet is the brush technique, which is short, choppy strokes. So we're going to use to layer in colors.
Like this.
Yep. Let's make a seascape together.
Like.
But first,
Let's do our pledge.
You gonna lead us?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I have joy in my mind. I have joy in my heart. I'm going to keep a joyful spirit as we make art.
All right, we're live.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Today we are talking about Monet. Monet has some absolute beautiful artwork, and it's very impressionistic, which means, you remember what that means? It's impressionist.
Okay.
That means that it's best viewed from a distance. So there's not a lot of fine details. It's not going to come out looking like a photograph or a coloring sheet, but it is, if you step back, your eyes naturally blend all the brush strokes together. It's very beautiful paintings, one of my favorite techniques. So let's get started. If you want, if you have the art kit, you can grab your art guide, sketch guide, and your transfer paper.
Oh, and don't forget your scratch tool.
Scratch tool, that's right. All right, shiny side down.
Shiny side down.
Right.
Jen,
Okay, and this is a light sketch. We're not trying to etch it in, right?
Like this.
Lightly sketch your horizon line. That's where the sky is going to meet the water in our ocean scene today. And then lightly sketch your foreground. And this is our little cliff on the coast. Very simple guide marks today, not a whole lot to sketch. And when you're done with that, you can set it to the side.
Time for the big reveal.
Dun, dun, dun. Do you have some extra smudges on yours? That's from where you were holding it down. See, I have some on mine too because of all the creases.
I accidentally crumpled mine up.
Whoopsies. All right, fold it up, set it away. Now,
Fold mine up, that's crinkled. Set it away.
so let's start. First thing we are going to do is we're going to work with our sky. Right, so lots of light. This is a bright, sunshiny day that we're doing. So lots of bright colors. We're going to start. I'm glad you're excited. We're going to start with our blue.
Some blue.
Ooh, that's a lot of blue. Sorry. You're gonna use it, so
I use a big
glob of white.
I'm going to put it right here.
Okay.
We're trying to burn.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry.
Okay. We want a nice bright sky blue. So what we're gonna do is scoop up using our largest brush. We're gonna scoop up a little bit of that white. I like to just move it over to my mixing area. I swatch up the blue because you don't need much, and then mix it together. Thinking about the amount of sky space you have, you don't need a ton.
Oh, you mean not like this much?
And I want my blue, my sky to be real nice and vibrant. So I think this is actually a good color right off the bat. But if you don't like your color, you can keep adding white and blue until you get the shade that you want for your sky.
I like this one.
Okay. If you have a ton of paint on your brush, wipe it on your palette to get the excess off. Because we only want paint kind of on the tip of our brush for this. All right, I'm gonna hold my brush at the back so that I've got some loose strokes. It's just a little easier to have loose strokes. Okay. Now, this is important. Short strokes in kind of layers, okay? We're not going from point A to point B all the way across. We're gonna do short like this. And you're like, but wait a minute, what's with all the empty space in between? Don't worry, we're gonna layer. We're gonna go back over it.
You mean like this?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but go from side to side
Oh, you
to
mean
cover
like
across
this?
your sky. Mm-hmm. Short strokes. That's one of the reasons I hold it at the back, because to me, it's a little easier to do these shorter strokes from the back like that. I don't know that I mixed up enough paint, so let me just get some more blue and some more white.
I'm just dabbing it all across.
And make my color again. This one might be a little bit darker, but that's okay. Short strokes all the way across.
Ooh, this one's lighter.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. If you're tapping.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah, a little stroke. There you go. That's how we do it. little Monet up in here.
We're making some music and I see it.
That's right. Art should bring you joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Right? Joyful art. All right. Now, just because I like to mix in lots of layers, and this is kind of Monet's style, blending colors, painting colors that are very similar side by side so that when you step back, your eye kind of naturally blends them. I'm taking a slightly different color shade. See how you've got your lighter one?
Yeah.
But now I'm turning my brush sideways. So I'm using the thin part of my brush, and I'm just going in with some of those short strokes. All over. All over.
I'm gonna make mine. I'm gonna add some more blue. It's starting to look like a little white. And
I think the hard part of this is fighting the urge to overpaint. We have a tendency to want to just like and fill it all in, you know? But that is not his style. All right, so now I'm gonna get a little bit of white and make a lighter, a super, super light shade of blue. Blued. Yeah, I said blued. Is that a color?
Kind of.
Kind of. All right.
And no.
So what we're doing is we're playing with our different shades of blue, and we're putting them in really teeny tiny strokes and just layering them all over. Be careful not to get too much paint on your brush, because that leads to overpainting. Overblending, I guess, is a better word. Okay.
What's this, Mom? I'm going to rinse my paintbrush.
Yeah. Layer them all in.
It looks like once you rinse your paintbrush off, it looks like smoke.
It kind of does. It's like a cloudy, smoky vibe in the water. You might want to put your water cup on the side so that you don't splash water on your painting.
How's this, Mom? I wanted to look like a cartoon. Set, but it's cartoon.
I think it looks beautiful. I love it.
Now I'm going to draw my paintbrush up like that.
One more thing before we move on. Now that we've got all of our blue off, dry your paintbrush just a little bit.
Make it damp.
Just, yeah, a little damp. Now I'm going to get just white on my brush. No blue, just white. Anybody know what we're going to do?
Make clouds.
We're going to make some clouds. In that same motion, we're just going to kind of come in and brush in some wispy little clouds. Just remember to go in that same stroke. Now, if we want to keep our perspective correct, then closer to the horizon line, which is where the sky meets the sea in this case, they're going to be smaller.
Or you can make them small clouds.
You want to make them just kind of like almost disappear at that point. Closer to the top of your paper, they can be a little bigger. Now, you're the artist, so you decide how many clouds you're going to have in yours.
Or sun.
Well, for me, the hard part of this is forcing my brain to not make a pattern.
Like this?
Because it wants to make a pattern. I like your clouds. They're so fluffy.
Fluffy like a cotton candy.
Practice your strokes. Take your time. This is a little bit of a longer process because you're doing the short, layered strokes.
I'm going to dry get all the white off mine and dry it. Make it like damp.
Now, I'm even going to come on top of those that I just did and do another layer with my white to give that cloud some.
That actually looks like one of the clouds that you made, Mama.
Depth and definition.
This cloud almost looks like this cloud in the corner almost looks like one in and one in yours.
It does, doesn't it? That's because you used the right technique on that one.
And
That
others.
was really good.
I guess they're a little longer strokes, but
Okay, that's all right. This is a learning process. Okay. You just kind of decide. When you have it like you want, then you can rinse your brush.
I'm rinsing my brush.
Your brothers are having a real good time in there. All right, let's talk about our seed. All right, so from this right here is your ground marker. So this is your foreground. This is going to be land. So all of this in here and all the way up to the sky is going to be ocean or sea.
With mine, like closer to the ground, it looks like greenish, and then closer up, like looks like dark blue.
Yeah, absolutely. So Monet, if you remember, I think it was Gainsborough who used lighter shades in the distance to show depth and perspective. Monet's going to do the opposite. We're going to use darker shades because we're dealing with the ocean. And so we're going to use darker shades right here along our horizon line. And as we come closer to our foreground, our shades are going to get lighter and lighter. So I still have plenty of white on mine to build these lighter ones, but if you do not, you can always grab a little bit more. I think I'm good on blue, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of green.
Me too. Ooh, there's some green, please.
Absolutely. Grabby fingers.
I'm grabby today.
Are you grabby today?
Yeah, I'm grabby.
All right. Now, because we are, I think I'm going to switch to my medium-sized brush for this. Damping my brush a little bit.
Damping my brush.
Just damp, not soaking wet or dripping. All right. So I'm going to scoop my blue. Oh, I guess I'll mix it right there. And my green. Now, this is my farthest point.
And my green.
I don't really want to add any white because I want this really dark ocean color.
Yeah, because we've been to a real ocean before, and it's kind of a greenish blue.
Yeah, sometimes it kind of depends on where you go. Okay, remember those strokes, short strokes like this. You can even leave some white between. Okay. Leave some white space. We call that negative space in this case, and that gives us room to blend in other colors. Using just the tip of your brush.
Like this, Mom?
Yep, just like that.
And make it all the way to down?
No, don't come all the way down.
Like halfway?
You see how I'm barely using the tip of my brush so that my strokes are real tiny? See if you can challenge yourself to go even smaller. How small can you go with your strokes?
How low can you go? Can you go down low?
All right, I'm going to bring it all the way down to jetty right here.
Yes, I did.
Okay, now the reason I had to do that is because this is one shade, but now I'm going to go back.
It adds more green.
And I'm going to get, well, yeah, you could. But the pure color, when I'm not blending this time, so I'm going to add pure blue. Because remember, Monet's thing was you put these colors side by side. So now I'm starting to fill in some of that white that we left, that negative space. Put these colors side by side so that when they're viewed from a distance, they blend together. So the blending happens when you look at it, when the observer looks at it, not when you're painting. I'm actually running out of my blue, so I'm going to put a little bit more blue.
I think I got a lot.
I thought you were saying you needed more.
I think the thing I got a lot.
Yep.
Because I need lots of blue.
Okay, we'll keep working it in. Teeny tiny strokes.
Teeny tiny blue strokes.
Working in all this negative space. Did you know this is how what we consider the master artists like the Rembrandt and Gainsborough, Davis, Michelangelo, this is how people learned their art trade.
I think you should put one of your artworks in a museum.
Thanks, babe.
Because I think you're a great artist.
Well, thank you. Well, what they would do is they would actually apprentice under an artist. So they would go to that artist's studio and they would practice their techniques. And that's how they kind of developed their own.
So you mean there's a studio for each artist?
Well, not every artist had their own studio, but a lot of them did. Or artists would get together and form like an artist guild, and they would hang out and do their work together, and that's how they would learn their skills. And as you learn techniques and stuff, you kind of over time end up developing your own style. Okay, so I'm going to bring, now you'll see here, I'm coming out of that turquoisey color and coming in to this space down here. And it's going to get lighter and lighter, but I'm blending in some of my blues here. Okay, now I'm coming back up here because I still have quite a bit of negative space. So I'm going to take this really pretty green, and I'm going to kind of try to work in these negative spaces with this pure green.
think I like it.
I think I like it too. Okay.
Looks like you're using your small brush, but you're not.
Well, that's because I'm using the very, very tip of my brush. Okay, so
No, the brush
this
are like
darker. Okay, now I'm bringing that green down here into this blue space.
and you're just splash.
Okay, so now green is going to kind of become this aqua-y green that we have. It's going to kind of become our main.
I'm gonna add some more blue on it because some of the green is like covering the blue. So
Oh, leave yourself somewhere in. Yeah. All right, so
I do
now
not
we're
leave
coming
myself
closer and
somewhere.
closer. Now we need to start making it a little bit lighter. So we're going to add white to just about everything we're doing and make some lighter shades to work with. Because as you get closer to your coastline, which is where the ground meets the water, your water kind of becomes lighter and you can see
through it.
Usually, not always. But for
Mama,
this
I need to
because
get
we are.
I need to get knitted.
You still have some dry space, girl. You can use that. You're good.
Look
Okay.
at
It's okay. Alright, so I'm working around making sure not to go over my coastline. And this was just that green that I blended in a little bit of white with. Alright, and then I'm also going to go, because I want to make that
oceany color
oceany look, I want it to blend. So I'm going to be working that light green
up in the dark.
up into the darker areas a little bit. So that we create this seamless transition.
You like this?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
I like it.
Okay.
Now, Mama, back there, it looks like shiny clouds. Yes, it looks like tiny
Yeah,
clouds.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that. It's pretty.
It is pretty. You're right.
Oh my gosh. My water looks so pretty. I really don't want to pour it out, but my water looks so pretty. Look,
It does.
it looks
Okay.
swirly.
Now I'm also going to take this color that we mixed. I'm just working with what's on my palette. Like, I'm going to take that color and I'm going to try to make, ooh, that's pretty. I'm adding white to it and making just a really light version. Because I want to lighten up my water significantly as I come closer. All right.
That's pretty. It's pretty. I like this.
I like this color.
I like this color.
All right.
It actually looks like
Even
ocean
those
color.
really, really short strokes.
This actually looks ocean color.
Yeah.
See?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of that, a little bit of this,
I have too much paint on my brush. It's getting a little heavy, which means I can't control.
But making a
Yeah.
pattern. I'm gonna put it add it up here.
Yeah, you can see kind of towards the back where all of those layers are working in, and it's really coming together. Okay, now even lighter. I'm gonna go even lighter. Lots and lots of white, little bit of green. That's what I did there.
And I use some. like that because I like it.
I love it. I think it's great.
I'm probably get me another napkin.
All right. Short strokes. When you have it like you want it, then stop. That you are the artist. You get to make that decision. All right. One more thing I'm going to do. Before we move on to the ground, we're going to get a little bit of yellow. Oh. Just a tiny, look how tiny that amount of yellow is. We don't need much. And we're going to get our
yeah, this much, Mama? This much?
Just a little bit. We're going to get that same brush. I am washing my paint off this time though. Same medium-sized brush.
Oh, I thought you were doing a large brush.
Now I'm going to get my yellow and white. Yellow and white. I'm not mixing them together, but I'm picking up both colors on my brush. And I'm just going to kind of go through and almost like there's like the sunshine is reflecting off the water. So just barely wiping it in there. Okay?
So like just like this?
Just barely wiping it in there. Don't want it to look like lily pads or anything, but more like the sun is shining on the water.
I cannot.
Well, for one thing, I'm barely touching it. That looks good. And now I'm going to go back over that, or right beside it, rather not on top of, but right beside it, with some white.
Grab some whites. Do you want a little bit or?
Just barely touching it, just a little bit. I know this part's a little tricky because you want to barely touch your paper with it. Okay. That's your sun-kissed water, and then if you want to, you can take just some straight white.
Oh my gosh, I did it.
You did do it. Look at you.
I just make it blurry.
Now we're going to go through and we're just going to kind of dab in some waves. These are our white, they're called white casts, where the waves are chopping. Just as many as you want. I might even do one way out there.
Me too.
Okay. Woo! Looking good. Rinse your brush off. Okay, let's do our foreground, which is our land right here at the sea. We are going to need this medium brush again for the beginning, and then we're going to switch to our smallest brush.
I need some brown because I wanted to do like dark right there.
Perfect. Yes, ma'am. That's exactly where we're headed next.
Wait, we need brown? I did not know that.
All right, I'm going to get some brown on my plates as well.
What else do we need?
That's it. Just some brown. I might use some of my ocean blue to mix in for a shadow effect. That's an artist little trick there to help keep it in the same color family. Oh, you can see it made a little bit darker color. All right, remember those strokes. Even though we're doing something different, we're still doing those barely touching the same strokes.
I need a little bit of black.
So we're just doing this little bitty triangle area, and that's going to give it the definition to make it look like a cliff right here. So just right here. Now, I used my ocean color and my brown to make that darker shade. Remember I told you this is kind of tricky because we're using just the tip of our brush so that we have negative space to go back in with our pure brown.
Oh,
because remember Monet doesn't blend his colors. He lets you blend them with your eyes when you step back and you look at it. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do some side-by-side colors so that when we step back, Mama, and look at it,
how's that? Guys, I'm like green and
Now, I want to encourage you to take that pure brown and go up, 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 around the edge of the cliff, like even where it meets the sea on the other side. And then I'm also going to bring it kind of along the bottom of my paper in little strokes. Just to kind of give it, because this is going to create some nice shadows for us. Real light. I'm not even doing a solid line. I'm just doing some little strokes in here. Because we're going to paint over this brown. What this brown is going to do is give us some shadow points.
Like this, Mom?
So just spread it out wherever you want. Challenge yourself to hold your paintbrush by the end or let it be a little more wispy. takes a little getting used to, so that's why I say make it a challenge.
Challenge.
All right. I'm looking at my clip and thinking that it needs a little bit more
I like it.
brown.
I like
I
it.
might even make some light brown there. Some lighter brown right there. There we go. Okay. Rinse that brush. Never leave acrylic paint sitting on your brushes because it will ruin your brushes.
Ruin.
All right.
Are we moving on to our small brushes?
Moving on to the smaller brushes. Now we're going to do all the grassy colors and flowers and stuff here. So I'm
I want
going
to
to
make some yellow.
start with, well, you know, here's the thing. With this one, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. I'm going to add a little bit more green.
That's why I have some
In
extra.
fact, I think I'm going to just add like all the fun colors. So I'm going to do some green. I'm going to add some yellow wherever I have an empty spot on my palette. I'm going to add some red. Yeah.
Can you add some red on mine?
Sure.
So
Okay.
some yellow.
So now for this one, you're building your grass and flowers. Let's make it like a flowery coast
I'm
feel.
gonna start with my grass.
So whatever color you want to, right? If you want to start with your green and you're going in vertical strokes this time, but we're keeping those short, choppy strokes. Remember, you're painting the negative space. If you paint on top of what's already there, then it's going to blend. So try just filling in the spaces that are not filled in. I like how yours is coming together. I think as we get closer to the cliff, our strokes need to get a little bit shorter. So closer to your coastline, your strokes are going to be shorter. But as you move back, they're going to get bigger and bigger.
Oopsies. I picked up some white from the sea.
It's okay.
Now I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow for some flowers. Wait, can I?
I'm gonna get some green in my yellow, make a different shade of green. I've got my lighter shade here. All right, so now I'm just working in my lighter shade.
Like this. I like it.
Oh,
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, mine is overblending a little bit.
Overblending? What does that mean?
That's when the colors mix together on the paper. I don't want them to do that. I want to see the, up close, I should be able to see the individual colors. When I step away, everything will blend. brighten mine up some more, so I'm going to add some white. You don't have to do this. Ooh, didn't do that much red, but you can. If you want to go through with some other colors and mix in
Like
some
some red?
flowers, like this would be a good place to put in some red for the flowers.
That's what I want to do.
And this is a great place to press pause on the video and go through and add some colors to make your field of wildflowers. Afterwards, come back and let's see what we've got.